He spends full time perpetuating lies and misinformation. He spends full time talking about fictional characters.
Seriously, what the f are you doing?
You know, I mean,
name calling, a lot of name calling.
and name calling and
How dare you?
demeaning people, belittling people, but what he does not talk about is you.
That I like candidates who show up for interviews.
We do not care.
Just saying. You know, we all know the background of the guy.
Stop it. Get some help.
Is a convicted felon, okay? A big-time loser.
I really don't know what to say at this point. The only thing I could be left to say with is that as much as she think this may be helping her, this is actually hurting her. Come on, you went on The View, a panelist full of feminists? Nah, you gotta do better than this right here. If you wanna appease to the world, you can't go to a TV show like this. Even on their YouTube channel, they get ridiculed in the comments. I'm really not sure if they actually have real true fans or if people just go there to troll and they're just looking at them because it's something to look at. You understand what I mean? Oh man, this is not a good look for Kamala. So, hey, listen, sit back and react with your boy. If you like reactions like this, consider hitting that like button. Definitely subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification bell. Let's see how this is about to play out. Do you think she's gonna answer some questions? I'll let you be the judge.
First, let me say that I like candidates who show up for interviews. Just saying. You know, we all know the background of the guy. Is a convicted felon, okay? A big-time loser. Has been pretty.
You see, this rhetoric right here, all right, this show, they love bashing, they love talking down on people, especially men. They just love to pander. You understand what I mean? Now, watch them in the same sentence call someone else mean while saying mean things about this person. I don't understand the irony of this right here.
Open about his plans, if elected, to stack D.C. with loyalists, going after the media and comedians. How threatened do you have to be to go after comedians? He wants to do some mass deportations, which really is a throwback to the 30s. A dictatorship by any other name. This is what he is planning. People are saying this could be the closest election in a century. I personally cannot understand why anyone would vote for him. A lot of it is, I think, he's getting bad information. People are getting bad information from other channels. But do you have an explanation for this at all?
I mean, I have an explanation for your foolishness. How about that right there? Number one, you suck at movies. I never liked your character in any movie. If any of you guys could recollect any movies she ever played in, off the top of the head without hitting Google, you let me know. But as far as this right here, she's the #1 opinionated panelist on this show right here. Why are you always like this? Why are you so angry, and why do you love to humiliate and talk down on people? Why you just can't express this without being so negative? And you love to call other people negative? You got some audacity.
Well, let me just add to your list. I mean,
We don't listen. It's only an hour show.
how much time do you have?
Twice impeached.
Including, he has said he would terminate the Constitution of the United States.
Yeah.
And Joy, here's what I'd say. Look, I just recently did an event with Liz Cheney, the former Congresswoman.
I know.
Her father, the former Vice President, Dick Cheney, has supported me.
Unbelievable.
Okay,
There
so
are
what, he
over
supported you?
200 former members of both Bush presidencies, John McCain, Mitt Romney, who have endorsed me.
Right.
Leading thinkers in the national security space.
Pay attention.
Are
Pay
supporting
attention.
me. And frankly, one of the things that I'm very proud of that we have done collectively is we really are building a coalition around some very fundamental issues, including that we love our country and that we have to put country before party. We have to agree about this.
You see, she's very divisive. She is the very one who keeps splitting up America, you know, playing the race card. Why would you go there with that? You got to be careful with women like this, or people in general who are like this.
Sanctity of the oath we take to defend the Constitution of the United States, to support the Constitution of the United States. And I do believe the closer we get to the election, the more that people reflect on what's at stake. Including the fact that the former president tried to undo the will of the people in a free and fair election on January 6th. Led what was a violent attack on the United States Capitol.
The only thing they can always say about Trump is January 6th. The only two things they love to beat down like a dead horse is he's a convicted felon and January 6th. This is all they keep saying. But the way they call him a convicted felon, like, you know, most people when they hear convicted felon, that resonates. I just want you to understand. It is very important why they say this. It gives you a false sense of this guy's like a murderer or something. You understand? Like, where are you categorizing him at? In which category? When you say that, you guys got to be very careful. Just say what he did. You know what I mean? But the convicted felon, that's a nice jacket right there to put on. I understand.
140 uniformed law enforcement officers were attacked. Some died. I have seen from people who are former Trump supporters who are supporting me that was a bridge too far.
Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
And back to the point about even the hurricanes that are the one that's about to hit Florida, what has already hit. I think people are exhausted. And they're exhausted with the lies. They're exhausted with the selfishness. They're exhausted with the attempt to divide us as Americans. And they're ready to turn the page and chart a new way forward. And I feel very optimistic about that.
Madam Vice President, when you were here last, I asked about the border, which remains a top issue to voters. And as you rightly pointed out, the former president blocked the strongest border security bill in decades.
Rise up. You rise up and do your job or get the hell out.
But there remains this perception among voters that the Biden administration dragged its feet and waited too long to act to address the border crisis. Can you speak to why voters may feel?
I don't understand this right here. They love to play the hoopla game. You understand? They like to have the foot on both sides of the fence. They're going to lean on the majority of who's agreeing with them and who they want to agree with. You got to be very careful, especially with this immigration crisis that we're having right now. Everything is a political stunt, you know? Oh, let's put the blame on Trump. Let's put everything on Trump while they were in office. You understand? Never has she been boots on the ground in any hurricanes, ever. Have you ever seen her boots on the ground on any hurricanes? I haven't seen that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen that. But now it makes sense to do that because you're running for president. So you want to be seen everywhere. Everything with you is just, you know, let me get a photo op over here. Hey, remember me? I was part of it. You saw the pictures. Nah, you can miss us with that. You need to be boots on the ground. And you're definitely not boots on the ground. And matter of fact, you haven't been around.
Feel that way?
Sure. Well, first of all, to your point, when we first came in office, hours after we were inaugurated, the first bill we offered before infrastructure, before bringing down the cost of prescription medications, it was to fix our broken immigration system. And it never got taken up, in large part for political reasons, because solutions are at hand, and we need to fix the problem. Then, to your point, a bipartisan group of members of the United States Congress, including some of the most conservative members, worked together with our support to craft the most serious and strong border security bill we've seen in years.
Fake news. Don't talk to me. Go ahead, please.
Donald Trump got word of it and told them, don't put the bill up for a vote, because he didn't want a solution, because he preferred to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem.
So you are telling me that even though he is no longer the president, he still got power. But when you hear people say, why hasn't Kamala done anything? The first thing they say, oh, vice presidents doesn't have any power. So I'm confused a little bit over here. You know, I need some help. Why don't you go in the comments and make it a little bit clear for me? You understand?
So then we had to do, in addition to what we've done since day one in trying to strengthen the border, we took further action in terms of executive action. We have seen illegal immigration reduced by half, the intake of fentanyl reduced by half. But ultimately, if we want a real fix to this, Congress has to act. We need, for example, in that bill, we would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border, which is why the Border Patrol supported it. I went down to the border, and let me tell you, these border agents are working around the clock. They're trying as hard as they can. They need.
Didn't she say she hasn't gone exactly by the Mexican border, but she been to other borders? I mean, yo, y'all allow anybody just to say anything to you, and you love to fact check the wrong thing with the wrong facts. I mean, we got to do better than this right here.
more resources. I have personally prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. I have taken on the cartels. I've prosecuted the cartels. I understand the serious nature of this issue and the need to fix it. And solutions are at hand, but again, Donald Trump prefers to run on problems instead of fixing problems. He's not solution-oriented. And again, I will invite people, if you really need to know how he thinks, since he doesn't do these kinds of interviews, watch his rallies. He spends full time engaged in grievance about what has happened to him.
Right.
Honestly, at his rallies, he's answering questions. He's actually freestyling. It's not written. It's not rehearsed. You understand what I mean? So when she always says things like this, you got to be careful when people are telling you, when they say, yeah, and this person is endorsing me and this is what they told me. Listen, if I didn't hear it from the horse's mouth, we don't believe you. You need more people.
He spends full time perpetuating lies and misinformation. He spends full time talking about fictional characters. You know, I mean,
name calling, a lot of
name calling and demeaning people.
All right. Isn't it ironic the one who loves to name call is calling someone else a name caller? Huh? I mean, do you not see a little bit of hypocrisy right now?
Belittling people, but what he does not talk about is you. He does not talk about what you need. He does not talk about what your parents need, what your children's need. That's not what he talks about. He doesn't talk about your child's needs. He talks about his needs.
Right.
And I think, again, back to the point, in this election, people are ready for a new generation of leadership that's about fixing problems.
And that is not you. Listen, this is my opinion. I don't see you being solutionary at all. So for you to sit here and say this, I mean, you are blatantly lying to all the viewers of the show that we all despise called The View. You understand what I mean? Because guess what? Their view is straight based on feminism. This is not a good look right here. Listen, if you believe this, you got a serious issue. I am not trying to tell you who to vote for. All I am telling you is this. Be careful what's being told on both sides. I mean, I'm not saying the other side is always right, but pay attention. Don't let them just tell you what it is and you don't go do your own due diligence. With that being said, let me know how you feel about this right here. I call bluff when I see it. I call manipulation, and I also call control. I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget, if you like videos like this, consider hitting that like button. Definitely subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification bell. If you got any suggestions, feel free to reach out to me on my Instagram. Links in the bio. See you in the next one.